Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. I hope that you are fine. In this video we are going to work on our another use case, which is the Yahoo Finance stock report. Okay. Without any further ado, let's get started. Okay. Let me walk you through the steps. Um, let me open the notepad where I've actually written the steps. Okay. So let me just open the notepad. Okay. You can see here we are having the URL of the website, and these are the steps that we need to follow. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me open this URL in the Chrome browser. Okay, I'll just copy this URL. I'll just this. So initially we have to navigate to this website, and we need to extract the data from the site. Okay, so you can see here we are having the data in the table format. Okay, you can see we are having different columns: symbol, name, last price change, percentage change, volume. Okay, so we have to extract this data, and once we have extracted this data we need to perform some steps. Okay, so if I show you this notepad, so you can see here, so initially we have to extract this data which is present in the tabular format, and the second step is to remove this particular caret symbol from the beginning of the symbol column. So you can see before this text we're having the particular symbol, so we have to remove this symbol from this particular column. Okay. Now let's understand the third step. Okay, so in the third step, you can see that if the change column has the plus or the minus symbol, then the name column should have the positive or the negative text written before the name, like the positive S&P 500 or the negative S&P 500. So for example, if I just let me just minimize this. So you can see in the name column we are having S&P 500, and in the change column you can see negative 12.28, and you can see this is positive 71%. So if this is negative, then it will come negative S&P 500, and if this is positive, then it will come positive Dow Jones Industrial Average. Okay, so this is the change that we actually want to implement in our automation. Okay, so now we understood like what are the tasks, what is the thing that we need to do. So let's do one thing. Let's move to the UiPath Studio, and let's work with other development part. Okay, I'll just minimize this window. Okay, I'll just minimize this, or I'll just close it. Let it minimize. Okay, I'll just open the UiPath Studio. So now let us create a new project. Okay, so I'll just click on the process. I'll just give the name as Yahoo Finance report using data scraping. Okay, I'll just click on create. Now the workflow is loaded properly. So let's get started. Okay, so initially we have to scrape the data. So for that we need to use the data scraping, but you can see here in the ribbon we are not able to get the data scraping icon, right? That's because the data scraping is only present in the classic, and we are working with the modern design. So in order to change that, we need to go to the projects tab. So I'm in my projects tab, then I need to go to the setting icon, and then if I just scroll down a bit, you can see here modern design experience. It is enabled, right? It's yes. I just have to disable this. So I will just click here, and then it will ask me to reload. So I will just click on the reload. So now it is going to convert my modern design experience into the classic. Okay. So let's wait till it's getting changed to the classic design, and then we'll scrape the data. Okay, so now it's loading. Okay, so now you can see here we are able to get the scraping icon, right? And if I just click on the down arrow, you can see there are two options. One is the data scraping and the table extraction. Okay, so we are going to work with the data scraping. Okay, to scrape the data from the Yahoo Finance website. Okay, so guys, before scraping the data from the website, uh, we need to open the website, right? So for that, we need to use one activity, which is the open browser. Okay, so I'll just go to the activities panel. I'll search for the open browser. Okay, open browser activity. I'll just drag and drop this here. Okay, So now we need to provide the URL, okay, in the input parameter. So I will just do one thing. I'll just go to my notepad and I'll just copy this URL. Okay, I'll just copy this and I will just paste it here. Okay, what happened? Okay, okay, it's pasted. I'll just add the double quotes. Now we have added the URL, right? So now let me go to the properties panel of the open browser and I will just change the browser type to Edge, okay, and then I'll just click on save. So now I've provided the website, okay. So now let's do one thing. Let's run this workflow so that we are able to open this. We are able to see like whether this website is able to open or not. So let me do one thing. Let me minimize the. Let me do one thing. Okay. Let me debug. Click on the debug. So now the bot is running and it has opened the website. Okay. So this is the website and we need to scrape the data from this website. Okay. So now let it stop. Okay. So now the execution is complete. So we have to click on this data scraping icon. Okay. So I'll just do one thing and I'll just click here. I'll click on the data scraping and then I need to click on the next icon. Okay. So I'll just click on next and now I have to indicate the item uh, which is the present in the table. So I'll just click on the item which is the symbol. So based on this it is going to extract the entire table data. Okay, I'll just click on yes. So you can see here it's able to extract the data. Okay, I'll just click on finish. So now it's asking whether we are able we want to extract the data from multiple pages, but since we don't have data in multiple web pages, so we'll just click on no. So now you can see the it's able to extract the data. Okay, I'll just click on save. So okay, so now let me do one thing. Let me add this inside this do block in the open browser. I'll then let me just change it the header to data scraping CRAPING Yahoo site. I'll just add little bit of header. So now using the data scraping we are able to extract the data. Okay, so now we want to change the data, right? We want to change the which is the column header. So if I just let me just minimize this, so you can see we want to change the header which is the data from the symbol column. So we don't want this caret symbol in the symbol column. So for that I am going to use the for each activity so that I can iterate through the entire data which is the data table, and then we can change the which is the column which is the symbol column. Okay, I'll just do one thing. I'll just go back to UiPath Studio and then I will search for each row in data table. Okay, I'll just go here. I'll search for each row in data table. Okay, I'll just do one thing. I'll just drag and drop it here inside the do block, and here in the data table I need to write the data table variable. So output of the extract structure data table is you can see here it is extract data table. Okay, so output is stored in this variable extract data table. So I'll just do one thing. I'll add this here extract data table. Okay, so I've added that in the input parameter of the for each row. So now it is going to read each and every item which is the each and every row which is present inside this data table, and then we are going to modify it. Okay, so now first thing which we have to check is that whether the data table is having the data or not. Okay, so in order to check whether the data table is having the data, so I'm going to use the if condition. Okay, just to check whether the data table is having the data or not. Inside the if condition I'm going to add the code. Okay, so I'll just let me just drag and drop this if condition, and inside this if condition I'm going to write the code. Okay, which is the extract data table dot rows, then dot count is greater than 0. So if the count is greater than 0, this means our data table is able to extract all the data and it is having the data. Okay, so if the data is greater than 0, it means that we are having the data. So comes to now comes the part which we want to change. Okay, so we want to remove the caret symbol from the symbol column. Okay, so for that I need to use an assign activity. Okay, so that I can be able to change the particular column value. So I'll just use assign activity. I'll just drag and drop this here, and here I'm going to write current row of 0. Okay, and inside the value, okay, let me do one thing. Okay, what is this? Okay, let me just minimize this. Is there anything else? Okay, okay, well, are we in the main? Okay, one second. Okay, yeah, so now here I'm going to write the code. Okay, to remove the caret symbol from the symbol column, so I'm going to write current row which is of 0 dot to string dot replace, and in the bracket I'm going to write I want to replace this caret symbol with nothing. Okay, so this is going to replace the caret symbol with nothing, so we are able to get only the text from the symbol column. Okay, so this current row of 0 means the first column. Okay, which is the symbol column. So if I minimize this, we can see this is the current row of 0. So now let me do one thing. Let me use the log message activity just to check whether we are able to get the current row, which is the first column, properly or not. Okay, I'll just use the log message. I'll just drag and drop it here. I'll select the type as info, and then here I'm going to write current row of 0 dot to string. Okay, so now let us do one thing. Let us try to run this. Okay, let me close this browser, and now I'm going to run and check whether we are able to get the current row of 0, which is the symbol column without the symbol. I'll just click on debug. Okay, so now it has opened that website, and I think now it will extract the data. So guys, now the execution is completed. Okay, so if I just go to my output panel, and if I see all the names, so you can see all the names of the symbol column is plotted properly without any particular caret symbol present before the text. Okay, so this means that the symbol column is proper. So now let's do one thing. Let's move to the next step. Okay, so guys, our next step was to change the name, right? So change the name column based on the change column. So we want to change the data in the name column based on the change column. So if it is negative, then it should be negative. If it's positive, it should be positive before the particular text. Okay, I'll just minimize this as of now. So now in order to check that, we need to use the if condition. Okay, so I'll just go to my activities panel. I'll just drag and drop the if condition. Okay, and now inside this if condition, I'm going to write the code. Okay, so which is current row of change. So we want the change column, right? So in the change column, we want to check. So change dot to string dot contains. Okay, so I'm going to check whether the change column contains the plus symbol or not. Okay, and if the plus symbol is present in the change column, then we need to change the content of the name column. Okay, right? So for that, we need to use the assign activity. So I'm going to drag and drop the assign activity. I'm going to search for assign. Okay, I'm going to drag and drop this here in the then block, and here I'm going to write current row of name. Okay, so you want to modify the name column, right? So I'm going to write current row of name, and here I'm going to write double quotes positive, positive, and then I'm going to append it with the current row of name dot toString. Okay, I'll just click on OK. This is going to modify the content of the name column if it contains the plus symbol, and if it does not contain the plus symbol, then we need to write negative, right? So I'm just going to copy this inside the else block, and here I'm going to change from positive to negative. I'll just change it here, and then I'll just click on OK. So now we have done with the modification part. So now our last step is to basically write the output in the Excel file, right? So I'll just do one thing. Let me minimize this, and after this for each row, I'm going to use the activity which is the right range workbook activity. Okay, to just the append the data in the right range workbook activity. Okay, I'll just add this below the for each row in data table. So here in the path I'm going to write output dot xlsx. So this is going to store in my current directory. Okay, so it's going to store it here. So output is going to be stored in this folder. I'll just close this, and I'm going to write the sheet name should be out, and in the data table I'm going to write extract data table. Okay, so all the data is present inside this extract data table. So I'm going to write this, and let me check if there's, okay, I'll just enable this add headers also, and if everything is proper now, so let me go here, let me check if everything is proper. Okay, and now, okay, so now everything is proper. I'll just do one thing. I'll just comment this log message as of now because we don't need it. I'll just save it, and after extracting data, I'll just add here a log message just to say that we are reading the data. I'll just add. Okay, so it's not required, but if you want, you can add it. Okay, so now everything is proper. So now let me close this browser, and let's run this workflow. Okay, I'll just click on run button. Okay, so now the bot has started the execution. So now it is going to open the Yahoo Finance website, which is the Yahoo Finance World Indices website, and then it is going to extract the data, and then it is going to modify the content of the symbol column and the change. Let's, and then the output is going to be present and stored inside the output folder. Okay, output Excel file. Okay, I'll just go to this folder, and you can see output folder is created. And if I just open this, so it's loading. So just wait a second till the Excel file is opening. Okay, so now you can, I'll just do one thing. I'll just auto fit this column width. Okay, so now you can see in the symbol column we are not having any caret symbol before the text, and here in the name column you can see if here the change value is negative, so here it is written negative, and if the change value is positive, so you can add this and you can append this. Okay, so now the use case is completed. So guys, thanks for watching. So we'll see the another use case in the next video. Okay, so bye guys.